Hey everybody, this is John Skiba, and in this video I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts on whether the collectors and junk debt buyers are taking the foot off the gas a little bit when it comes to debt collection during the COVID-19 pandemic. But if this is your first time here to my YouTube channel, go ahead and click subscribe. That way you'll get informed each and every week when I provide new content that'll help you deal with your serious debt problem. All right, if you watch my channel a lot, you may notice that all of a sudden I'm in a different environment. I've been recording my videos forever at my same old desk, and I have mentioned in the prior videos that I've actually changed law firms, that I've now joined the law firm of Jackson White in Mesa, Arizona. You can look behind me and realize I'm still moving in. My office is pretty bare right now, still getting everything moved over. But I thought I would take some time to put together a video talking about a trend that I'm seeing, and particularly based upon an article that I read as it relates to debt collection during the COVID-19 pandemic. So I'm recording this video in January 2021, and there's been a lot of talk about how has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted junk debt buyers as far as them filing lawsuits, doing wage garnishment, debt collection. I get asked this a lot when people call into my law practice of whether that will help them to get a better settlement. And the answer is, initially back in March, April of 2020, we did see them let up just a little bit. But I found an article recently, and here's the headline. Debt collectors have made a fortune this year, and now they're coming for more. And that's really what's happened. That's what I've seen as it relates to particularly junk debt buyers. They have made a killing this year. And not only have they not laid off collection, they've actually increased it. And in this article is at the ProPublica. I can put a link down there for it. It's kind of interesting to read. The debt buyers, they have said, and they interviewed, the Wall Street Journal interviewed the CEO of Encore Capital, which is the parent company of Midland Funding, Midland Credit Management. They're the largest debt buyer in the country. And also the CEO of Portfolio Recovery Associates, second largest one. And they, I should say in August, Midland Funding announced that they had record profits for that quarter of all time, the record profits during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the CEO from Portfolio Recovery, he made, I thought, kind of an interesting point, I guess we could call it. He said that all of the COVID-19 pandemic has created a perfect storm from a cash perspective. Let me tell you what he means by that. Is that when COVID-19 hit, a lot of banks, I think properly so, they provided forbearances on car loans. They told you didn't have to make your car payment for 3 months, particularly because everyone was kind of shut down. They weren't able to get out, go to work. We saw a lot of state and federal legislation relating to mortgages. A lot of people's home loans went into a forbearance period where they didn't have to make a house payment. And then on top of it, people were not going to work. They weren't out driving as much. I know, my gas bill for my car went down dramatically because I'm not driving to courts all over the place. And so there was less spending going on by consumers. They weren't required to make house payments. There was a moratorium on evictions in Arizona, so people were not having to pay rent. And on top of that, there was the first stimulus payment that went out that provided a lot of families several thousands of dollars. And so in a kind of a perverse way, this CEO of Portfolio Recovery Associates is saying, look, there is this perfect storm that has given people a ton of cash, and we're going to go after it. And so because of that, I agree. I did see a little bit of a lull in March and April as far as lawsuits, but they have not really let up at all. We're seeing just as many lawsuits being filed on from the junk debt buyers on a national basis as well as here in Arizona. They're full steam ahead. And if anything, I have found settlement to be more difficult. And it's probably because of this mentality that a lot of the debt buyers think, they have people have more cash on hand. We had the new stimulus that just came out, which is, again, thousands of dollars that are in people's pockets. And the debt buyers believe that they are the ones that should benefit from that. In this ProPublica analysis that they ran, they found that even though there was a little bit of a lull in the spring, Encore and other debt buyers are back at it, filing suits by the thousands every week, according to state court filings. And I'm seeing that here in Arizona. So unfortunately, I think early on in the pandemic, it was a basis to get a better settlement or to try to get this resolved. Now it seems like they are being more aggressive than ever, which again is kind of a really perverse thing. In Arizona right now, we're dealing with, I just read last night, the highest percentage per 100,000 people of population, highest percentage of COVID cases in the world. So it's impacting a lot of people. I'm seeing a lot of people that I know personally being impacted by this, and it gets pretty scary. And then to have the additional stressor on top of it of these junk debt buyers who paid almost nothing for these things coming in and being super aggressive just seems to be the wrong approach to this overall. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news on that. The only silver lining is that if you check out the other videos here on my YouTube channel, I do provide some strategies and tips on how you can deal with some of these junk debt buyers and hopefully give them back a little bit of their medicine here. It reminds me, I had a comment on the channel a little earlier, and every now and again I get comments of saying, hey, I know an idea, why don't you just pay your bills and then you don't have to worry about this. It's a stupid comment. I always say, there, but for the grace of God go I. That people get into tough financial situations. Sure, there's some bad decisions that get made, but we all make bad decisions. And that results in people being in debt. However, the tactics that the creditors and the debt buyers take, stuff like they're doing now in a worldwide pandemic to increase their collection activity, just shows you the kind of companies you're dealing with. And so you arming yourself, knowing your legal rights and strategies that you can use to kind of push back against them, I'm all for that. So I hope that helps you out today. Again, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. A lot of you have recently. Thank you for doing that. We're looking forward to making this year, 2021, a better year than last year, providing more content for you to help you out. So appreciate you watching today.